Can you turn off the light for me?
I did.
Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Eliz-sha from WisdomSeekers.net. I'm here for the weekly live for April 3rd to the 9th, 2020 for Fire, Air, Leo, and Sagittarius. And the first card is Share the Love. And that's becoming a big byword on Facebook, I've noticed. And it's something I've said right from the beginning, physical separation, not social isolation, social separation. So it's catching up. I see people using that term a lot now. Share the love. And the first card is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is all about strength, inner strength, progressing, growing, changing. And right now, I guess a lot of us do need this inner strength because I noticed cabin fever or feeling stuck at home is causing a lot of problems for people. But the good word is there's change coming, and it's change you're making, and it might be change you're making at home in the physical. Or it might be change we're all making together as a group, saying, okay, had this game, tired of the game, let's shift it to another arena. I'm rather hoping that it's shifting it to another arena so that this what we're doing is staying at home is not going to continue much longer. And the story is, from what I hear, it should... COVID-19 should peak about the middle of April. Once it peaks, it drastically drops. So there may be a return to normalcy by late April, or even up to the middle of May. Latest middle of May is what I'm suggesting. So things are shifting and changing, and behind it, don't know what that's all about. I think they're just, but we still have behind us. We have the King of Swords, which is a massive. We made a decision to make a change, and I'm not sure on what level that is actually working, because right now we're all living the same life. You know, we're dealing with a pandemic. The news is bad, but the news is programmed to be bad. Don't listen to the news, because there's more good stories out there than there are bad stories if you pay attention. But it's also creating a harmony, the togetherness, and it's happening in Russia, it's happening in Bengal, it's happening in Canada, it's happening in Japan. It's happening all over the world. We're all experiencing something similar. So we as a human race have decided to create a change. And when we do something in harmony together, that creates a cohesion. And the cohesion is that things are coming together. And the card below us is the Six of Swords, in which it says things are going to come. We're going to receive what we want more than anything very shortly. And as a race of humans, what we want is to live a life not of leisure particularly. Most people would go stir crazy because you're living a life of leisure right now. You're going stir crazy, but a life that is not constant stress, a life that we have plenty of everything. And that might be what we are choosing to change, choosing to make a change about. We want a life that is easier to live. And I for one, would like a life that is easier to live, instead of worrying, do I have enough money to pay the bill? Instead of living from paycheck to almost paycheck, I would really like to live a life from paycheck, and I got a little bit extra so I can put it in the bank. Okay, and I think the majority of people in the world live that way or below. So we're making, I think what we're doing, I think as a human race, we're choosing to make a change. How do we do that? Well, uh, right for this week, anyhow, we're looking at things from our subconscious, and the moon is all about growth. People are afraid of the moon because it talks about the subconscious, but in all honesty, it only brings things up to help us grow and become more. And when we become more, when we awaken to that which we're afraid of, or a shadow, then life becomes easier. Shadow, we fear of looking at our shadow is the biggest part of the fear. Once we look at the shadow, things come together, and we become the Six of Pentacles. We bring that part of us that was over there afraid, and part of us over there that was afraid, a part of us that's over here and afraid. We bring it together, and we're no longer afraid. We work together, and because we work together, we're happier. And what does it do? It's Six of Wands, and that means that we gain something very valuable in our life. And one thing about this Six of Pentacles, where we bring things together, we are, without a doubt, increasing our abundance. And again, we have a card of change. And this is Ace of Swords. And it's a deep change. It's a subconscious change. We already know it's subconscious change because we have the Queen of Cups. But what will it bring us? Well, these two cards we can play together because they're both queens. One is the Queen of Cups and one is the Queen of Wands. Queen of Cups will bring us more telepathy, more intuition. And the Queen of Wands will bring us more innate knowledge. We'll know things that we never knew we knew. So when I said telepathy, I'm sure a lot of people go, oh, I don't want anybody to know my thoughts. Well, they can't know your thoughts. That part is never going to change. It would have to be somebody who is extremely good at knowing your thoughts, but also you can only go to the surface level, and it's more like you get to know the impressions. You get to know everything. It's non-invasive, and you can change that by thinking race car, race car, race car, race car, or mountain, mountain, mountain. You can change things. You don't have to. Nobody can read your thoughts unless you choose to let them. But it will change the way we interact with people. We will know from the beginning how they feel about us. You cannot lie so easily. You can still lie, but it's not as easy to lie when you use telepathy. So if you've met this guy and he says, yeah, I really like you, but underneath he's going, oh, I'm just being polite. Leave her alone. I can't wait to get out of here. You'll know. And you go, oh, I'm not going to waste my time with that one. Or conversely, a guy meets a girl and he thinks she's really hot, and the girl thinks, he's a cutie. I'd like to get to know him. And then they have something to build it on. All right. And so the next two, I'm going to read the last one first. Is again the same thing. It's about receiving more gifts. It's the World card, and the world as a world moving up in higher vibrations, we are going to, regardless of what we want or don't want, receive more gifts. And the outcome for this week is the Three of Cups. All that change, all that shifting is going to create a very positive, joyful time in our lives. Yes, I know you're really bored, and that's fine. It's all right to be bored. Understand that it's all right. You can find things to do. I haven't had time myself to be bored. I actually have been really busy, but the trick is to share the love, and that includes sharing the love with yourself very much. But the last card is, now it is time to rebuild our reality in a way that is positive for everybody. I don't know if this is the truth or not. I've read it like 3 or 4 times. I've heard it from people who I follow, but it seems that Trump has taken over the Federal Reserve, or put the two together, so that the Federal Reserve and I'm not as familiar with American banking system as I should be, but the one that's American and the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve has never been American. It's been privately owned. He's put them together, which means there will be a tremendous shift in reality, because then it will be based on the gold standard rather than the fiat system. It will mean taxes will be less. You'll only be taxed on enough to run the country. It'll mean that there will be more money around for everybody. So if that's the case, we are already creating the new reality, and that's got to be extremely positive. And I can't tell you where to go look for that information, because it's just been coming to me. I'm not intuition. It's been coming to me through news articles and things like that. But I haven't got a. Yeah, you can verify that. I do know you can go to the Federal Reserve and look at the email address or the URL, and it has changed. That's the only thing I know for sure. Okay, having said that, hello everybody.
Tanya Rodos Butko says good evening.
Good evening.
Lily Dula says hello, ladies. How are you feeling today?
We're doing well. We've been self-isolating, and we really haven't got anything going on in our lives physically, health-wise. Not normal. Hi, Jasmine.
Hey, how are you? My question is what is Angel's advice regarding things that are bothering me?
Your angel's advice, that I'm taking, that's her angel, right?
I'm assuming so.
Okay, let me see. And so basically what is suggesting is something that I suggest quite often, actually, is step back away from it and look at it. And they're also suggesting that you look outside of yourself for this answer. There are things that you might be able to find the answer to. Maybe even in a government website. So I suspect right now a lot of people are looking for ways of surviving. And I know that each government, Canadian government, American government, province-wide, they're offering assistance right now in the form of loans, of course. Why they couldn't be just an out and out, I don't know. But there are loans for people who are having problems with money. But basically, their basic thing is asking you to step outside of yourself, look at it, be dispassionate, take away the emotion is mostly what they're saying. Take away the emotion, and work at the problem from a state of neutrality. Pretend that you're Jane Doe, and not and just go from there. Pretend it's somebody else's problem, and how would you deal with it that way? And you will find, I suspect, that it becomes easier to deal with. And that's advice I give to my own daughter. And but basically, yes, that's what your angels are suggesting. You've got too much time to think, and it's not as big as you think it is. And there is ways out. Okay.
Mama B asks, hello, how would you describe Michael?
Michael. Let me see how I would describe Michael. Michael he likes to joke around, but but that's a facade. It's not his reality. He's very smart. He's a bit sharp, and when I say sharp, he's intelligent, but he also sees people's shortcomings, and there are times he may utilize those other person's shortcomings to get a result. So what you see is not what you get with Michael, basically, is what I'm going to end up say, because this is just a short reading. But what you see is not what you get with Michael. Okay.
Laura H with a €5, I'm going to say. I'm not really sure what the currency, the money sign is.
That's pounds.
Pounds?
I think so.
That was my second guess. So pounds, euro, one or the other. Says thank you and blessings.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Because everybody's losing all their income, my income has gone down too, and I totally understand it. But everything helps, and it is a blessing. Thank you.
Sunfire says greetings of love.
Thank you.
Mama B says I want to see if it's a good match. I think for her question.
Yeah, I would suspect I would keep my personal opinion, and this is my opinion. I would keep on looking.
Fiona R asks, how does the Libra feel about me?
Who?
The Libra.
Oh, Libra. I thought I heard a name.
Fiona R.
No, I thought I heard something like Billy D, not Libra.
Oh.
What does a Libra think about you? Well, he's an air sign. That means he spends a lot of time thinking. He doesn't spend a lot of time feeling. And he hasn't got to the place yet where he has started to feel how he feels about you. But he's thinking about you, and honestly, it's not negative. But he's not got to the place where he's going, oh, I think I can fall in love with this girl, or I am in love with this girl. But he's still thinking about it, okay?
Champagne C says, hey, Elisha and L.
Hi, Champagne.
D Spark says, love, love, love to you both.
Thank you so much.
Zulmi R asks, will things last between me and NP?
At this point, it feels like he does care. He does care for you. I can't promise what the future will bring, but there's a genuine caring for you at this point, a genuine wanting to make it succeed. So look at the reasons any other relationships have failed, and be very open with yourself, and make sure you don't do those things.
Rachel N asks, is there anything the Gemini has to tell me he's still alive?
He's still alive?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because in case I read him as dead. Huh? I have done that before. I have a hard time telling the difference between alive and dead. The Gemini. You know, it's very funny, but in the energies, nobody's bored. They're all doing really well. It's kind of cool. So this is a very positive week. He wants to. He likes you. He wants to get to know you better. He wants. Well, basically, the words were he'd like to pursue a relationship. Doesn't mean that things will stay the same. It all depends on how you two react together. But at the moment, it is a green light.
JJ asks, hello ladies, my left knee has been hurting for a week now. It also hurts if I just move it. Do you see anything that could be causing it?
The left knee, the left side is the feminine side. And it might be you're looking for a relationship or talking about a relationship. It might be that you're afraid to move forward in the female energies to because walking is walking into your future, right? So I would say that probably the person you were thinking about is pretty close to you, are coming very close, and you're a little bit unsure about the event, and that's why you have created this discomfort, because it feels to me like it's basically, well, you pulled the ligament a little bit is what it feels like, or it looks like in the energies. So it's not comfortable. It doesn't heal quickly, or ligaments don't heal quickly regardless. But I think that's probably the reason. And going into a new relationship, it's scary. So, take your time, and you can say no. Know that you can say no. And with the power of no, you will probably feel a lot more secure about going forward into a situation. Whoever it is, you have the right to say no to.
Laura H says, or Maria Herrera says hello.
Hi,
Laura
Maria.
H says, hi Elisha, hi Elle, I hope everything is fine with you.
Basically, we're doing well. I got strict instructions from one of my nieces that I cannot go out anymore because I'm in that age group, and that that I should send my daughter, and I'm okay with that. So
I mean, you send your daughters out anyhow, so
during the best of times. I'm a bit of a recluse. I'm enjoying myself thoroughly. Haven't had time to be bored.
D Sparks asks, any messages from my guides?
D Sparks. I think they're suggesting very strongly that you take this time and just settle in. Allow yourself to catch up with yourself. So one of the things I know about people who are in the spiritual growth, they push. They want things fast, but they forget to take the time to allow it to settle in and become part of who you are. Take this time to just allow things to unfold. Don't try to push yourself into being more than you are at the moment. Just take this time and allow yourself a mini vacation. And with your working from home, just do your work, and you don't have to interact with, well, you still interact with coworkers. You just do it over the internet. So with a coworker irritates the heck out of you, make a face at the computer, as long as you don't have Skype or Zoom or something like that. But don't allow it to go into the energies, because as we were talking yesterday on our whatever we did yesterday, the energy, people can pick up your energy. But basically what I'm saying is allow yourself to rest, relax. What is it? Rest and recuperate. What's the word?
R&R.
R&R. Give yourself a bit of R&R. Just
rest and relaxation.
Yeah. And allow yourself to integrate all the stuff you've been learning. And my little side trick there is I'm really good at segues. So I do it all the time.
Mm-hmm. Jen Fox asks, did my uncle give my mom my address?
I got a yes. Okay.
Champagne. Nope. D Sparks says, thank you. Angel Wings asks, will the Libra and I ever live together?
Never ask these questions unless you really want to know the answer. And I got very quickly no.
Champagne C asks, hey Eliz-sha, I'm wondering, do you see Jose reaching out to me soon? Thank you.
I think Jose is a little bit intimidated by the whole situation of the world that the world's in right now. And he's been caught up in some of the negative propaganda that's been going around, the fear-mongering. And it's not that he isn't interested. It's just that his mind is kind of preoccupied with other things at the moment. And it's nothing to take away from you. It's just, I don't think he has enough understanding of the particular situation we're in to make an informed decision. And so he gets blown away a bit by what he's on Facebook messages or the news. I was just listening to the news and I'm going, they're only saying negative things. They're saying, oh, bad things happened here, bad things happened there. And I thought, okay, there's so much more than what they're saying. So many people died and this and that. Well, yes, people died. And it's really bad. And death is not one of the things I'm afraid of, because, well, I'm a medium, that's why. But I turned it off because I said to my daughter, "Oh, this is just negative propaganda, and it's true, but they're not showing the whole picture. They're only showing a microcosm, not the macrocosm, and he's got caught up in that, and the micro." And so he's staying away from everybody right now because, well, there's a few reasons. One of them is altruistic, and he doesn't want to affect another person. And the other one is he's afraid. That may not come out in his personality, but it has come out in his energy. Okay.
Emily Aquine asks, what do you see for me and Monty in April?
April. Well, we might still be in lockdown in April. I think it's a very weird picture. It's sort of dramatic picture, actually, that I was given. It's so basically it's like you guys are struggling to and the picture was struggling through snow to get to each other, but basically you're struggling through society's viewpoints, etc., to get to know each other better. And literally one of the best ways to get to know people now is through the internet, because people do not lie. They have a tendency to tell you the truth on the internet over face to face. So and I have no idea why that's the case. Maybe it's a sense of safety, but spend time, if you can, talking to him and getting to know him. And yes, I'm sure you would prefer the physical intimacy of face to face, but get to know him this way. And it's a different way, it's a very different energy. It's a very positive energy, by the way, for the two of you.
Jennifer Schwab says, "Hello, ladies. I hope you're doing well. I followed your advice for my throat infection. It's still clearing up. Do you see the infection I've been treating clearing out of my body? Thank you."
I forget what I told you to do. It's probably apple cider vinegar and baking soda, right?
Probably.
Because I use that all the time. It changes the pH balance. I don't see it as becoming a big thing. It's not, I don't see it as becoming overwhelming. But again, vitamin C, vitamin D, B, I think it's B6, but niacin, thiamine. Plus, lots of sleep, lots of liquids. I think it just it will run its course, but I think it'll run its course faster because you're looking after yourself well. But I don't see it as a major event.
Princess Niece asks, "Hi, Eliz-sha. Will Julian ever tell me how he feels after feels about me?"
Getting up his courage. He's trying to get up his courage. Let's put it that way. So at the moment, it's possible. I can't promise that it's going to happen until he actually does it. But it's possible. Very possible.
Why don't you start it off by telling him how you feel about him? It might give him the courage to say, "Yeah, I feel the same."
Or at least give him the opportunity to open it up for him and say, "Well, I don't know." You could say you got a Chinese cookie, and the cookie said, "Hey, you're going to meet love soon." Something like that, open it up so that he has an opportunity. Because sometimes it's really hard to make the opportunities occur.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maria Herrera asks, "What do you see for me in April, the month of April of my birthday?"
What? It's her birthday?
I think so. Thank you.
Well, if it's your birthday, I always find birthday months are really or one of the harder months of the year. As a general rule, they're supposed to be great and wonderful, but as a general rule, birthday months are a little bit more difficult because you're literally coming to an end of one thing and starting another, and that's always causes a little bit of a ups and downs. I don't see anything negative. It just, nothing negative that you cannot handle. It's just a regular, normal stuff. I do see that your son would love to make make a bit of a deal about it, about your birthday. And if that's the case, help him to make a cake or something for you. And maybe if you do icing and stuff for your cakes, give him the icing and the coloring, and just let him have fun if he's inclined to do that. I think this month is more about Alex, and it's than anything. You're spending more time. You're spending time with Alex. It's the most important thing this month for you.
Yeah, Maria Herrera says, yeah, birthday.
Okay. And happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. Moonfeather asks, hello ladies, how are you both holding up? I was just wondering if my dream about moving up north and being happier was a premonition.
I got a strong yes for that.
Anthigio asks, hello dear ladies, shall I get the coronavirus and die? I am a high-risk person due to diabetes. Thank you.
Okay, so basically, because you're high risk doesn't mean you're necessarily going to get a violent form of it. And if you look at the stats, the majority of people who have died are male. 80% are male, and the majority of them are over 80. Majority of the people who have passed away are over 80. I know a lot of people who are diabetic and things like that. So the best thing you can do is build up your immunity system. On Wisdom Seekers Facebook, we have Linda Johnson has talked twice about how to look after yourself to prevent viruses, wash your hands, all that stuff. But she goes on beyond that with other things, and we did 2 different shows. I highly recommend them. You have to scroll for quite a while to find the one I have pinned to the top. The other one you have to scroll quite a bit because I post a lot.
If you go to the sidebar and look for videos, it should be
a lot easier. Okay, so, and I understand your fear, but even if you've got the virus, 81% get it mildly, 14% get it less than a little heavier, 5%, and that's the 5% that will end up with pneumonia, or and of that 5%, they are the ones that end up in the hospital, and they're the ones that overwhelm things. Just because you're in the high risk doesn't mean you're actually going to get the virus heavier and harder. Okay, and the chances are, so 79% chance, even if you get the virus, it's going to be a walk in the woods for you, or walk in the whatever. That's an easy walk. So I'd never given somebody's death, but I can circumvent that by looking into the future. And I see you this summer laughing and talking and having fun with friends. The virus this year's virus should be over basically by mid-May. This season's virus. Next season we will have herd immunity. Probably there will be vaccines, and we will not have that. The contagion goes up so fast now, it won't go up as fast next year, because this one, it goes up like that, and the health system can only handle this much, and it goes up fast. That's why we're staying home. Next season, it will be a flatter rise. So even if you do get sick, there will be more ventilators. There'll be more knowledge on how to deal with it, and and the hospitals will not be overwhelmed. It is the overwhelm. It is looking after your immunity that makes a huge difference. I see you in the future, okay? So even if you get it, it's probably be very, very mild, and you're going to be fine. And please take this to heart. I do see you in the future. I see you happy.
And we should also note that our statistics are also confirmed by our family doctor.
Yes.
Um,
Well, he's actually the one that told me that it's going to peak in mid-April.
But it is confirmed by a healthcare professional, and we were told by a healthcare professional. So
it's not. I've done my research. I've done this. Because I know I'm talking to people who can be very afraid, and it's natural when we're faced with something we've never experienced before, and we have never experienced this before. I really have done my due diligence. The doctor, I did talk to my doctor yesterday because I needed a prescription, and I asked him, and he's a good guy. He told me the world death rate at this point is 0.001. It's not. It's a lot of the
common cold takes more people than the coronavirus has
so
at
far.
this point in time.
Yeah, it's just that the big thing is that it overwhelms the health system, and that's why we want to be very, very careful. So my daughter, Elle here, she's very asthmatic. We're not worried, okay? So one of the best things to do is try to delete the stress out of your life. The stress will kill you.
More than the virus will.
Yeah. But as I said, I see you. I see you alive and happy and chatting and having fun in the summertime. And heat does kill this virus. So you get sick, you find a way to sweat it out.
AP says, asks, hey ladies, hope you're both well. Is there a deeper reason why I met my friend Joe?
And I got a yes. There is a deeper reason. And if you're asking if it's a boyfriend, it could very well be that that's the relationship is going that direction. But it could be other deeper reasons too. Okay.
Jennifer Schwab says, I've been very excited about the Fed news. I'm trying to read as much as I can about it. It's very promising. Humanity deserves to be free and prosper.
If you get any information, let me know, because I have one source that I trust and the other source I like, but I don't trust. Which reminds me, I told Jennifer to drink baking soda. So a teaspoon of baking soda, try to get the one without aluminum in it. Tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, or tablespoon and a half. Honey locally if you can get it. Warm water. And just drink. I drink 3 cups a day throughout the day. That will keep your pH balance higher. And when the pH balance is high, you don't get the negative energy of a virus. I know. I've been drinking it, and you can drink it up to 3 weeks, and then you need to take a break for at least 2 weeks. But go ahead and do that. Be preventative. But go listen to Linda Johnson. She's amazing. She knows her stuff, and everything she suggested, a lot of it you have already in your house.
Laura H says, it's just a thank you. The donation.
Oh, but it's really heartfelt.
It is very appreciated. We do appreciate every super chat and donation given to us by you guys.
Yeah, we do.
And yeah, we appreciate it. Tay says, thank you. I didn't think it was going to be a relationship related. The torn ligament makes more.
I don't see it torn. I see it stretched.
The torn ligament also makes sense. Hopefully, my knee will start feeling better soon.
Okay, cold 15 minutes. Warm or not? Cold and warm.
Yeah. Eagle Frisk.
There you go.
Asks, hi, do you have any messages from my guardian angels?
They're still very pleased with you. They're still happy with the way things are growing and changing and shifting for you. And I know every time I talk to you, I see these images of the old earth goddesses. You know, the ones from the Stone Age that they've got full breasts and full bodies. Every time I see that, I talk into the energies. I see you. I'm not sure if you're making them or you're working with them, but I see that every single time, and maybe that's your source of spiritual energy comes from them, the old shaman energy. And shaman energy is very powerful energy. You are, I suspect, specifically meant to work with the earth energies.
Princess Nee says you are right, Elle, usually. Thank you, Eliz-sha. Patricia Scowen says, Jennifer, I had a throat and ear infection a few weeks ago. It took about a week or so to clear. I have asked Spirit to send you some something nice. You are such a lovely, charming lady, caring woman. Sorry. Maria Herrera says, thank you. Jennifer Schwab says, I feel better knowing it will clear up. Thank you, Eliz-sha, for all the great health advice. It also helps.
Just remember, I am not a doctor. I have no medical training except what I've read and I've learned through my own recognizance. So if necessary, please feel free to go see a doctor.
It is so helpful. Thank you, Eliz-sha and Elle, for your time and energy. Anthony Gio says, thank you, my beloved Eliz-sha, from Anthony Greece.
Oh, cool. I would dearly love to go visit you one day. Greece is on my bucket list.
Tay says, I also want you to know that I am not feeling nauseous anymore. It's been 2 days since our talk and your advice really helped. I thought you said torn, but I watched it back and realized you said pulled. My mistake, LOL.
Yeah, well, torn would mean it takes a year to heal. I don't feel it will take a whole year.
And it's also very painful.
Yes.
I was
better break than a torn ligament.
Yeah, I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago. I was playing with my nephew in a kid's jungle gym.
Well, that was pretty vile.
I fell and landed on my ankle, and as I was twisted my ankle as I did it, and as I was getting up, the ligaments and part of the muscle in my ankle, in my foot, ripped, and it was so painful.
So yeah, and it was months.
I have another friend that did the same thing. He had to get an operation to get it fixed.
Yeah, so better just a pull.
Yeah, it's easier to mend.
Yeah.
And on that note,
we're done?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we'll be back tomorrow. And we have 3 more to do after today. And it does look like the energy is shifting and changing. There's a lot of shift and change energy. And I have to say, thank God, because there's been pretty heavy. March was pretty heavy. I do know that 2020 will go down in the annals as being a good year. But it might be 10 years from now that we figure it out that it's a good year.
I have on my phone a picture that says, we all complained last year about 2019 being a crap year. 2020 says, here, hold my corona.
I like the one of the god Shiva, and he's sitting there washing all his hands because he has He's 4 arms, so he has 8 hands. He's washing all his hands, and he's going, that damn coronavirus. I like that one a lot. So with that, we're done?
Yeah, we're done.
So thank you, everybody. Namaste. Namasko.
And share the funnies.
Yeah. Look on the light side. Find that makes you humor. Laughter is one of the preventative medicines that you want to deal with. You want to have that on hand. If you can laugh, it brings up your vibration. Your vibration comes up, viruses cannot come in. All right? Hasta.
Bye. Bonjour.